ULTRAKILL, a game released back in 2020, might be and quite easily be one of the best games I have ever played, and that is a very strong statement to make. So, what makes ULTRAKILL different from other shooters? For one, ULTRAKILL has an insanely high skill ceiling that is awesome to master, high octane and fast paced levels, bosses and amazing story. So, let's get into it. This is why ULTRAKILL is one of the best games that I have ever played. Let's get into one of the first points I mentioned. The skill ceiling. The skill ceiling in ULTRAKILL is quite possibly one of the highest out of every other game I've played, engaging, and needing the most manual execution to use. Why do I say this? Well, to start, there are a ton of weapons in the game, that all have two different variants. There's revolvers, shotguns, nail guns, rail cannons, rocket launchers, and even fists. On top of the 3 guns in every category with their 2 different variants, this goes up to 20 guns, possibly not counting alternate variants. This number can make room for tons of combos and potency, even with just the base guns itself. Like doing an ultra eco shot with the green revolver and the rail cannon, or rocket riding with the rocket launcher. All of this makes a massive skill ceiling, and there's a ton more I could mention, and this video could most likely be an hour long. So, how does the game reward this? The game rewards this by having a style meter, which then ends up to be a big rank for the end of the level. So, the game implies that you should play stylishly, and that's what I love about this game. The game doesn't tell you to do things efficiently and not stylishly, but do both. This can be said when every gun has no ammo except for the blue minigun, though that gets a pass, as it can be super overpowered and exploitable. Overall, the skill ceiling is amazing, and I love it. The levels in ULTRAKILL are super cool. They all have distinct level designs, aside from violence, that all differentiate themselves. And you can easily prove this, just look at a Prelude level and a Limbo level. They are both super different, and these are right next to each other. My favorite levels are Waves of the Starless Sea, like Antennas to Heaven, and Aesthetics of Hate. Why? Well, like I said before, all of these levels are vastly different. Waves of the Starless Sea is a water level, Antennas to Heaven is like a war zone, and Aesthetics of Hate is a temple, all very different from one another. They all also have challenges. P rank, the best rank in the entire game, becomes very hard to execute with Waves of the Starless Sea and Aesthetics of Hate. This is because the levels are difficult, fun, and all of that, fast paced. Antennas to Heaven doesn't get this for me because it was challenging, yet able to P rank by the second attempt. To be fair, I played on lenient, so I guess my opinion doesn't matter as much. Overall, the levels are amazing, well crafted, and rewarding. Bosses in ULTRAKILL work a lot like others. Health bar at the top, deplete that to 0, and boom, you win. But ULTRAKILL's bosses are definitely a lot more challenging than other games. ULTRAKILL's bosses, if we're talking about the genre alone, is way harder than any other. ULTRAKILL's bosses have challenges and sometimes are skill checks, like V2. Bosses in this game are harder and have different attack patterns, and can get you killed super easily if you're not careful. This is exemplified in the V2 fight. With V2, if you miss one shot, it's either death, or you lose a fuck ton of damage. What makes it better for me is that it really is like a skill check for the first layer. The game is now making you put all that you know into the fight, and being on your toes all the time. And this can most certainly be said for a lot of others, including Gabriel, in my opinion. Gabriel can work as a skill check for both of his fights. Gabriel's first fight is what to expect, and Gabriel's second is the real deal. Trust me, I tried to P rank the second fight and I haven't been able to, and I P ranked the first one. So, I like the bosses, I like their difficulty. Overall, they're pretty good. The last thing I'd like to talk about is the story. Keep in mind, I am not going into the full-fledged story, but the story implied throughout a first playthrough. If you want to play this game, skip this if you don't want spoilers about the story. The story in ULTRAKILL is pretty simple on a first playthrough. You're a robot in hell that kills things in hell. Mankind is dead, and hell is full. Along the way, you see many other machines down there like you, including your equal, V2. Where it gets more interesting though is at the end of Act 1 in Gluttony, where you fight Gabriel. Gabriel implies that you aren't made to be where you are and that in Act 2, you're actively destroying him. Beat him twice, get called an insignificant fuck, and peace the heck out. This is pretty straightforward, and that's where I like it. It asks questions and forces you to find the lore intentionally. It makes you want more. It makes you ask more. It's perfect. So, that's why I like the story. Overall, I genuinely like this game. The game is not finished, and is on the final act of the game itself. I'm super excited to see what comes next and for higher skill ceilings, better levels, bosses, story, you name it. Thank you for watching this video. I will say that I did not go in depth like most do. If you want to see more fledged reviews, links are in the descriptions. If you want me to review other games, comment below. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat a chicken Alfredo.